I'm Kathryn and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. But before we begin, if you hear some noises in the background, banging, yelling, that would be my children, quarantine life. It's awesome. I don't know how quarantine life is treating you, but I found that during this time, I have lots of time to think. And I've come to the realization, life is boring. And this point was illustrated perfectly on Wednesday. There was a story circulating on Facebook about how the grocery stores in Belgium were temporarily closing their parking lots to stop hoarding. And I was shocked by this because frankly, I didn't think the Belgians had it in them to hoard that much to make the grocery stores close their parking lots. I was genuinely impressed. It was also really unfortunate because Wednesday was the day that I needed to go grocery shopping because we were running low on cereal for the kids. And I wasn't looking forward to going to the grocery stores and having to wait in long lines or maybe park outside of the parking lot waiting for them to open up so that I could go get cereal. And then I had this terror of a thought of, well, what if they don't have cereal? What am I gonna get for breakfast then? And then I got there. And I was so disappointed. There were no lines. The parking lot was empty almost. There was maybe a dozen cars there. The shelves were not bare. People were not panicked. It was just business as usual. And after going to the grocery store and there not being any drama, there was this part of me that wondered, well, what the heck was going on before that this story of hoarding was going around? And I found the reason, guys. I found the story. And it's so hilarious, but I think it illustrates how life is just boring. Because while the story is funny, I understand why they changed the headline to parking lot grocery stores like closing because of hoarding, because the actual truth is just, it's sad. On Wednesday at noon, the new social distancing rules went into effect in Belgium, and as with anything new, it was inevitably messed up. So what happened is some guy went to the grocery store, and all the grocery stores have these signs that say you need a cart to be able to go into the grocery store. If not, you need to wait outside until a cart is available. But he must have misread it or understood something else because he got his cart and then waited to be permitted to go into the store. Then people just follow suit. People got their carts, they got behind the guy, and were waiting in line to have permission to go into the store. And then as it happens, people are coming in, they see the line, they grab a cart, they're waiting, the parking lot fills up, and then people are like, no, it's filled, we're waiting. And I mean, it's a funny story, it wasn't hoarding, just somebody misread a sign and nobody else, I guess, read the sign to double check, because confidence in people, and oh, I relate so hard to this guy. Oh my goodness. I could see me doing this. Completely misunderstanding the sign and then just causing this whole disruption, and oh my goodness, oh, that must have been so embarrassing. Oh, that's like my nightmare. And this whole quarantine thing is not helping because with the social distancing rules, things are changing at the grocery store, and there's all these signs and they're all in Dutch, and I understand like maybe 50% of them, and I don't know what. I think I understand, but I'm also not sure. And so I just think it's easier just not to get it. They changed the whole bread system, and it is something that I was thinking about the last time that I went to the grocery store on Friday, because the way bread works in Belgium is you get a fresh loaf and then you take it to the slicing machine and it slices the bread and you put it in a bag. The problem is this bread is kept in this little bread box. Everybody can open it, everybody can get it out, and everybody can spread their icky germs on to the bread and the bags. And it's just like, ugh. But they changed it, I think. I think what they're doing now is they're making the bread, they're cutting the bread, and then putting the bread in the bags, if I understand the signs correctly. But if you don't want sliced bread, you can actually get bread that isn't sliced. But I'm not 100% sure of what the sign says. There are just so many signs. It's like there was another sign saying that they don't accept cash, except they are sort of accepting cash or just asking you to do credit. And it's just, oh, it's so hard with Dutch. And now it's really important because, you know, social distancing, and you really don't want to be touching a whole bunch of stuff, which, yeah. And can I just say to the Belgian government, thank you so much for taking this seriously. To give you guys an idea of what it's like to live in like self-isolation, lockdown, whatever you want to say, because I know at least on TV in the United States, Europe is ending. It's still ending. It's amazing to me how the virus can be nothing worse than the flu, but also like Europe is shutting down because of it. Do they not see the contradiction when they're doing this? It's weird. You're not allowed to go outside unless you're going grocery shopping or you need to go to the pharmacy. As far as I know, if you have something wrong with you, you're not supposed to go to the hospital right away. You're supposed to call your doctor and he will tell you what you need to do. However, I'm not sure about that because I'm not sick. I'm not calling the doctor. This is just what I've heard on the news, so do not quote me on that. The borders are also now officially closed in Belgium, which I thought was just like a symbolic gesture because I live at the border. You know, you have your official border where they used to, once upon a time, have passport control or whatever it is they did before they were just like, yeah, we're not gonna do this anymore. I mean, just for example, the road where I live, my side is Belgium, the other side is France, and I discovered that the road, which I just sort of assumed was like cut in the middle, like half of it was Belgium, half of it was France. No, the road belongs to France because all the little roads where you can turn to go to Belgium are now covered in dirt and have these, you know, blockade things. And when I was going to go grocery shopping, I saw this and I was like, oh, they must doing some weird construction. I was like, oh, that's smart to do it during the quarantine when there's going to be less people out. And then I'm driving down the road and this road was blocked and I couldn't turn there either. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then I continue driving and I actually had to go to the main road where the old passport check used to be able to go to Belgium so I could go grocery shopping because the borders are closed and they're actually closing them. They're just dumping dirt and then putting stuff around it. But I don't know why I was shocked by this, but I remember when they announced it and I was like, how are they going to enforce it? Because, you know, they don't have passport control anymore. But no, they're just dumping dirt on the road and diverting traffic to one specific area. Going to the grocery store anywhere now is sort of inconvenient because we have to go the wrong way first because they're trying to prevent French people from coming to Belgium, and somehow I don't think anybody really wants to interact with anybody at this time and point right now. It's just, I want to be left alone. I saw my neighbor the other day and he's a talker and we just waved to each other and then went back to our business. Social distancing. We're taking it seriously. And that's something that it seems like in America that's not really happening, and it makes me worried, especially for certain family members of mine who on Facebook are like, it's nothing worse than a seasonal flu. And the people saying this aren't young. They're old. They're people who are in the vulnerable category that if they get the virus, they have a good chance of dying. And I have an aunt in particular who is immunocompromised. And she's like, I won't get it because Jesus. It's like, woman, like you understand that when your immune system is compromised, it's not like if you will die if you get the virus. It's you will die because your immune system can't fight it off. It's like, so guys, I know I'm making a big ask, but if you could do your part for social distancing so that my butthead relatives don't die, I'd really appreciate that. I mean, I know, but I love them. And despite them not taking it seriously and me just wanting to beat them over the head to, you know, maybe knock some common sense into them, I still don't want bad things to happen to them because I do love them. You know, I know that there are people out there who are being like that, and it's frustrating. And there's nothing that we can do except do our parts and really just hope and pray that all of us who are doing our parts can do enough so that these buttheads don't die. Because no matter what, a butthead is somebody. Even when you can objectively say that, yes, I'm related to that butthead, I'm still not at that point where their buttheadery has made me say that I want them to die. So, no, stay at home, watch YouTube videos, you know, maybe take up knitting, do a puzzle, wash your hands, just wash your hands, and, you know, have fun. I know that there's so many people that are like, it's so horrible, but no, you know what? This is a time, spend it with your family. You know, my kids are driving me crazy, but I keep thinking like, they're only going to be this age at this time. And so I'm trying to enjoy being with them as much as possible. It is difficult because it's like every single second they're asking me to go back to school, and I'm tired of having to explain that no, it's canceled because there's a big disease going around in the world, and because they're little children, they're like, oh, okay, is it done yet? Can we go to school? It's like, no, it's not. Just, if they would just accept the no, but they don't. Anywho, that's quarantine life in Belgium. It's very interesting. We have to create drama because, oh my gosh, life is so boring. It really is. I can't wait to go back to school and just have the drama of having to drive in traffic and finding a parking spot and having to learn things in Dutch, because the only drama I can have is life is so boring because there's nothing to do except complain about boring life. So tell me, how is your life boring? What drama can you share with me so that I can live vicariously through someone else? Though I don't have high hopes because we're all living the same life. It's eat, do some work, repeat. Maybe you make YouTube videos. Anywho, that's what I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys next week, which, by the way, there might be an extra video tomorrow. There might not. It sort of depends if I have time to edit it. So come back tomorrow. There might be a video, and if there's not, yeah, I'm sorry. Bye. I want to do a massive thank you to all the people in my last video who left a comment and just shared their experiences of the quarantine or lockdown or self-isolation, whatever we're calling it, in their respective countries. And I'm so happy to see that people are taking it seriously and people do care. And so really just thank you, because it gives me hope that it's not as dreary as being portrayed at the news, but also just to know that so many people aren't as depressed or upset over it, that really everybody's trying to make the best of the situation that we're currently in. So thanks, guys.